What's going on, guys? Your boy XQ420 here, welcoming you back another episode of Beyond the Cube. Today we have the powerful one with us, back once again, gracing us with his presence, the powerful one. Now, he wasn't here for our Spider-Man recap last week, so I'm going to allow him to have the floor for a few minutes, okay, and give his thoughts on Spider-Man Brand New Day. Is it a brand new day for the MCU, Corey?
They're confusing me with all this day talk in the titles. Brand New Day and all this Far From Home. Something about the titles, I don't like the subtitles for these movies at all. Like, they don't make any sense. They're stupid.
Okay.
I liked the movie. I thought it was probably the best of the new Spider-Man movies that we have. It had a darker feel to it. It wasn't like a kids movie at all. It felt very I don't know, it felt very different from the feeling of the other movies. Him being a loner was very dark, living in that shitty apartment. And so I guess it was done by the guy who did Shang-Chi. He's the guy who directed it.
Shang-Chi, yeah.
Yeah, fuck Shang-Chi. That shit's stupid. No one gives a fuck about your stupid rings. But I like this Spider-Man. I thought it was good. I can't believe it's the fourth one already. I went back and I watched all the other ones. And now here's what I concluded. The second one with fucking Mysterio was straight terrible. Like, I didn't like it at all. I tried watching it last week, and I was doing the whole thing before going to see this new movie. And I couldn't even get through it. I just thought it was retarded. I just didn't like it. Something about it I didn't like at all. Who played that Mysterio guy again?
Wasn't it Jake Gyllenhaal?
Oh yeah, I don't like him. Like, fuck that guy. Like, and so
do you see that's my favorite one?
What? That's crazy.
The Mysterio one. It's you know why it is, right? It's because a nigga gets clapped up at the end. Look, eventually a villain got to get clapped up. Okay,
that's true.
I need somebody to get taken out. There's something about the power of friendship that's been winning all these battles. Look, man. Okay, eventually it's gonna come a time. I said this on a little short clip on TikTok. But eventually it comes a time where you gonna go against a particular person that talking them off the ledge ain't gonna work. You gonna have to whoop that ass, okay? And so I don't know if everybody's got the requisite skills, ass whooping skills that they need to get this thing done, okay? Because we got Doomsday on the way. All right, got Dr. Doom.
So Doomsday appears to be like almost, I don't want to say a standalone film because it pulls from everything, but at the same time it doesn't seem to be in a continuous universe from the other films. So I don't really understand what's happening with that. The excuse for having what's his name, Iron Man, be Dr. Doom,
oh, yeah. Robert Downey,
comes from the What If series, the completely alternative what could have been, kind of like, this is an alternative plot line. I don't see how it fits to any of the prior Avengers films or anything. It seems like it's its own deal, which I don't understand at all. You can't have like 5 movies in a series and have the last one be totally unrelated to the previous ones. So I don't get it. I just don't get what they're doing. It just seems like another cash grab. Oh fuck!
Well,
it's got the gay Fantastic Four in it. I want to make it through this Fantastic Four movie so bad.
It's tough, man. It's tough.
I'm going to try again tonight when this is over. Worst case scenario, I fall asleep to it. But it just, I just can't do it. I just have tried, man. It's not good. And I've only seen the first 5 minutes, and I'm like, peace out.
Man said 5 minutes into it, I'm ready to throw the towel in. Man said the hell with this shit. All right, that's just all there is to it. He said the hell with it. Hey, well look, here's what the deal is, okay? So we got Doomsday coming out, all right, in December. And then there's only one film next year, okay, which is Avengers Secret Wars. So we back-to-back Avengers. Okay. So from the rumors, we think we're going to get Battle World, and then we think we're going to get a Universal reset. That's the rumors.
Just don't. Just stop. It's like I feel like that Michael Jordan video. Just stop it. You know, like.
Well, look now. Look, my main objective with the Spider-Man movie was the fact that Jean Grey was the villain. I mean, I was just like, what?
Okay, now let me pause here. This could be a good segue into a reboot of X-Men, although it's a different storyline because it has nothing to do with Jean Grey's classic origin story, right? But if they're using it as a complete reboot into a new X-Men, I'm okay with that, I think. Oh, let me get this straight. Let me say something. I'm not okay with none of this. All of it sucks, okay? But if we're going to have to deal with it, this is how we should deal with it. And if they're going to do this, then it should go into... Like, here's the thing that pisses me off, man. Marvel has like 100 different comics out there that got nothing to do with any of the known characters that we have. So they got to stop. Dude, we got to go back to Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, okay? Fuck the multiverse. That's my stand, and I'm sticking to it. And so why don't they just pick, like, DC, man? DC has like fucking, like Detective Frankenstein, where Frankenstein's like a cop detective. It's got shit like that. Let's just do some of that shit.
The DCU has no motion, though. The DCU has no motion.
What do you mean?
Supergirl left the theaters making $125 million worldwide. Worldwide, cuz.
That's bad.
That's horrendous.
Maybe that's why she lives with her mom. The story came out that she didn't even have her own house. She lives with her mom, so they probably paid her $10 to do that movie.
Damn, niggas ain't getting no royalties off the back end of that. I can tell you that much right now. I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's like, what's the back end royalties? They're like, dog, we lost all the money. Like,
bro, here's the deal.
There is no money.
You wanna? So, Madam Web was terrible. How much money did Madam Web do?
It made more than Supergirl.
You know why? Because it had Sydney Sweeney's tits in it. Okay, Sydney Sweeney and her tits. And dude, like I said, you want to sell some tickets, just put a hot chick in there. But they put this chick that
I'm wrong. Oh shit, that shit didn't make but $100.5 million.
Oh man, never mind.
It didn't work.
My theory goes right out the window in that case. You put hot chicks in it.
Her titties weren't in it long enough.
They should have made her Madam Web and gave her some cleavage in her shots. Then it could have done at least a couple $100 million.
My God, I mean, dude, domestically $43.8 million. Like, what the fuck?
That ain't even enough to cover the marketing budget.
No. Look, I know Sony had their villain verse that they were trying to do, and they just came up short, okay? Let's just see it. Venom, Craven, Madam Web. What's the other nigga they tried to do?
So I kind of like the
Morbius.
I don't want to say I overly enjoyed the Venom movies, but I kind of thought they were not terrible. They weren't like atrocious. I didn't want to get up and walk away or stop the fucking movie or none of that stuff. I made it through them. Venom is kind of a likable character, even though he gets a little ridiculous sometimes. And the interactions between the two of them got a little ridiculous. But overall, they weren't terrible. I mean, I didn't think they were terrible. So, forgive me, man. Sorry about the yawning.
It's all good. Yep. But as little action as Sony has with that, the DCU got no action, period. They got this Clayface movie coming out, which could be interesting, but I don't think it's going to make no money, though.
Yeah, that's true.
They should have put that, if they'd have went to HBO Max and they did it like the Penguin, that would have been perfect.
And I don't know what kind of superpower your face melting off is. I mean, unless he got
Well, I
some
think
other
he ends up
shit.
turning into a blob, and like he can turn his limbs into sharp objects and cut your head off and shit like that. If I'm correct, I think that's
Okay,
what Clayface's
okay.
whole deal was.
I don't see. It's just crazy how they go from doing something like Penguin, which was fucking great, to something that's just crap. I mean, I don't get that at all. Because
Yeah,
that
but
fucking
like,
that Penguin
mhm.
was good.
Yeah, it was. But I think their little villain verse that they're trying to do, because this is, well, I guess Penguin's technically Matt Reeves, so it's separate from the DCU. That's fucking weird, dude. Because Penguin's separate from James Gunn's universe. It's
See,
not the
this is
same
all,
universe.
but it felt like it. It felt. Hold on a second. But James Gunn, who did the Batman?
Matt Reeves.
Okay, that shit is good. I didn't like it the first time I went through it. I thought it was, but I went back and rewatched it not too long ago, and I was like, this is okay. I can understand what they're doing here.
Yeah, but that's not DCU. That's not James Gunn. That's not the DCU. It is not.
So what the moral of the story is fuck the DCU and just let some individual directors do individual stories.
Yeah. So it's kind of like so that's an Elseworld. They call those Elseworlds. It's like a Joker, Joaquin Phoenix Joker. That's an Elseworld.
Yeah, that one. I mean, I didn't even see the second one. That one's like a musical or some shit. I don't do musicals. Sorry, I'm
Yeah,
not
I can't
fucking.
watch the second one.
I don't wear
I've
tights
heard
on
too
my
much
days
bad
off.
stuff about it.
Yeah,
I thought the first one was good. I thought it was great, actually.
and it had Lady Gaga as in the second one, so you know it's like
Yeah,
a
it
Jewish
did.
controlled
Yeah.
film.
Yeah. But my girlfriend loved that movie, like the first Joker. Like,
I thought it was. I don't honestly. I don't think I've made it through to the end. I think I've watched it twice, and the first time I killed like an hour and then turned it off, and then I got like an hour and a half and turned it off. I don't think I've seen the last like half hour of it, or if I did, I fell asleep or some shit.
oh damn,
And
you missed the crazy shit. Then you missed the real crazy shit.
oh really?
Yeah, yeah. The wild shit starts happening near the end. You know what I'm saying? Because it's got that slow burning build up as he's mentally breaking down over time.
Okay, so the Batman movie, it didn't do that
Robert
great. I
Pattinson.
don't think. 772 million.
No, that's good. That's good.
That's worldwide. That's everything.
Yeah, that's good.
Domestic 369. It had a budget of 185 to 200 million. Jesus Christ, 200 million, man. That's like, bro, Terminator 2, one of the best sci-fi movies ever, had like a $20 million budget. Like,
can we say Terminator 2 is the best sequel ever?
no, I'd have to say,
Or are you
it's
gonna go
close,
Lord of the
but
Rings?
nope, not even that. Aliens.
Okay. Ooh, okay.
That movie is that's probably the best sequel of all time. It's like this is like no criticism of it. The fucking everything about it was just solid. Like storyline, plot, the pacing, the cast. Get away from her, you bitch. You know, like all that shit was good. It had some memorable catchphrases. And that was the era when you could have the strong woman lead and it wasn't DEI in your face. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
That was great. That era was great. And so did you hear motherfucking DC, like I think it's DC, canceled a whole bunch of new shit that they had planned? They had they had 4 movies and series coming up that were all women leads. All of them got canceled.
Yeah, well, we're struggling, and actually, Corey, our main topic, which we're a little ways in, but I'll hit him with it. Is that we still don't know what a woman is. Okay, we're still struggling on that particular topic for some reason, and it's became apparent right here recently in the WNBA. So that'd be the final thing we speak about today. But but yeah,
here's the deal. If I can fuck you and my friends won't make fun of me, then you're a woman. That's how it goes.
It's even if you're a big woman. Hey, look, I ain't never hated on in the fellas who stroked out on the big woman. I was just like,
I
hey, I
struck
mean, you
down a
got
big
in.
woman a couple
I
times.
mean, hey, you got in, bro. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I ain't. Hey, I ain't no harm, no foul on me, bro. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we're gonna dap you up. Boys don't never talk junk. You know what I'm saying? Women that talk junk to each other, they'd be like, "Oh my god, you like him?" They'd be they've talked you out of it. Dudes would be like, "Shit." We might be like, "Oh, he gonna get him a big one." You know what I'm saying? He's like, "Yeah, man, I got it. So what?" That's like you right. I ain't get shit. You know what I'm saying? I ain't get
So
shit. I ain't got shit every past 6 months. It's like, damn.
So this new Spider-Man has brought in. They're gonna say they're saying it's gonna break the $2 billion mark here.
That's what
Pretty
they're
soon.
saying.
It is the most successful first week, the first 7 days in movie history, financially. It beat out all the other ones. Like, something else beat it, like the first opening weekend.
I think
See,
it's
I don't like how
gross.
they do this shit. A weekend is Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Okay, then
They
they
count
start releasing.
Thursday too.
That's because they're gay as fuck. Okay, that's like, dude, you might as well call Monday Tuesday. Okay, and it ain't the weekend no more. Now they used to do that shit with like Christmas. They would have like releases on Christmas, and that would add in the extra couple days. And I get that, but bro, the weekend starts Friday when people get off of work. So what the fuck you doing with this
Corey,
Thursday shit?
you got to work with. Look, here's what they know, and I heard the statistics. I'm not sure if it's 100% true, but it's coming from niggas who I believe maybe be looking at a little bit more numbers than me. But from what I heard and understood, it said that there are 7 million men. They call them what is it, nils or nils, whatever. Not in labor force. Yeah, nils, NILF. 7 million men in America, not in the labor force, like men,
I
like
think it's
not
more
doing
than 7
anything.
million. It sounds like it should be a lot higher number.
Yeah. But I'm saying
Because
it's not doing anything.
there's only like 175 million people in the workforce, and we got 300 and something million. So let's eliminate the kids, eliminate the old people, and then the people who are not. Like, what does that mean? You're not in the labor force? Does that mean you're homeless? Because how you
That
fucking
that
paying your bills and your rent?
that means you're not even looking. I guess you're on
Right.
government subsidies.
There should not be such thing. Period. I'm sorry. It ain't the government's job to pay for your fucking bullshit. And like
Look, man, trying to help you out.
people was complaining about these snap changes. Like, oh, I can't buy my
Mm-hmm.
Coca-Cola. Man, fuck you. You should be able to get like a steak and some vegetables, and that's like it. Like, you shouldn't be able to get any processed, prepared, nothing at
Skirt
all.
steak too. You know, skirt steak. You can't get no filet
Man,
mignon because
I don't even want none of that shit, dude. Like, when I was real broke, like when we were struggling like a couple years ago, like my roommate, Chris, he ended up getting like food stamps for like 6 months. And then they canceled his shit. But I couldn't even bring myself to do that, and I made less money than he did. Like, I'd rather fucking eat ramen noodles than fucking ask for a government handout. The only area I'm flexible at all, and I've always been kind of flexible, is the medical thing, because the medical in this country has gotten out of control. It was out of control 20 fucking years ago. So inflation, and greedy doctors and greedy fucking medical companies, like, they have fucked the price of medicine. Like, right now
you
I'm
know what
sitting
fucked
on,
it, right? You know what fucked it? It's the
huh?
fact that government subsidizes.
Here we go again with the government subsidies.
That's it.
Like,
Everything that the government subsidizes increases in price dramatically because they don't give a fuck. They just know they can get the money from the government.
see, man, to put in context how broken financially our society is here in America, like, I said this before when I study in Oswald and all this shit, right? Oswald made $125 a month. That was it. That was allegedly what he got paid from his fake job at the book depository, which he never actually went to. But he was getting checks. He made $125 a month. His rent, that was minimum wage. It was $1.25 or something like that. His fucking rent was $40 a month. $40 a month. So you could work a minimum wage ass job and still have a good apartment and live a decent life with minimum wage. Nowadays, bro, you living on your mama's couch till you're 60 if you fucking got minimum wage. So
yes.
And like I look at like Marguerite Oswald bought a fucking house. The house was brand new construction, cost her $5,500, and her payments were like $50 a month. Like, and that was 60 years ago. 60.
Hey, niggas were broke back then still too. That's what's
Bro,
crazy.
broke had a different definition then. Broke had a different definition then. Because today, if you broke, you really broke.
Yeah, a lot of times the folks were broke because they had like 8 kids. That's why they were broke. But they were still technically making it, but it was broke because they had like 8 kids. You know, with birth control and shit.
And I think that's another thing that has contributed to the degradation of social institutions. Like how dating sucks and people getting more divorced than ever and all this shit. Because back in the day, you didn't have to worry about the basics. If you had a 40-hour-a-week job, your rent was paid, you had food in your stomach, and you could probably have a car. Okay?
You could probably go on vacation too, at least one.
Yeah, and so all that shit was not even a worry. It wasn't a concern. And you could put your efforts into like fucking getting a wife and focusing on other things that matter to you. Not today, man. Not fucking today. Only motherfuckers just need to, they so worried about being able to pay their rent and working 3 jobs and Uber Eats and all this shit, you know? And that destroys your ability to be able to focus on anything else.
Hey,
period.
well, I've got a theory on why maybe the relationship stuff isn't working out quite as much right now. And it's on the woman's side. It's not on the man's side, because I believe that over the past, if I say over the past 6 years, you know, with the Gen Z and stuff, they're a little bit softer. But overall, men for the most part have stayed pretty consistent as far as what we are. All right. But the women, the issue that they're having is that I think that their hormones are being fucked with too much. Now think about this, okay? Grow up, hit puberty, all right? Start having your period and everything. The minute that starts happening, usually in high school, they get put on birth control, okay? Some type of birth control. So they could use 3 or 4 different birth controls throughout their teenage years into their early adult years. And some of them are even still using it into their mid to late 30s because maybe they haven't found the right mate or stuff like that. Okay. So we got that. So let's say they do end up having their baby. They have their baby late, 35, 36, 37. That's way later in life than what they were having it 60 years ago. Okay.
Yeah.
So now
everyone was getting married in their 20s, having kids in their 20s. We have 4 kids by the time they're 30.
Yeah. And so now you hit that postpartum. You got the postpartum depression, hormones all over the place there, okay? And we're going to keep going, all right? Past that, what else happens? Well, we see the rise of people using stuff like GLP-1, okay? Stuff goes through and fucks with you, all right? Using these weight loss drugs. We see the rise of antidepressants, fucks with you, fucks with the hormones. Then you hit the perimenopause. Then you hit menopause. Like they in a constant flux of being all over the place. Whereas 60, 70 years ago, like you hit puberty, you had kids, you hit menopause, that was it. You want all over the place. So I think that's putting them in like a constant depressive state because their hormones are fucked up like their entire lives. They're not stabilized. And so that's why one day they just wake up, and women have said this. They'll be like, yeah, I was on birth control, got married to my husband, this and that. And, I got off of it because we wanted to have kids. And then I rolled up and looked at him. I was like, ugh. It's because the birth control changes your perception of men. And I talked to a girl at work, and she's like, yeah, that's kind of right.
Did it happen to her?
She's still with her husband and everything, but it's like, yeah, it's like something was off. Like the minute I got off of it, like I could tell. Like it's almost like ugh. So like that's it. That's the issue. Whereas us, you might smoke you a bowl or whatever, but I mean, you ain't fucking with your hormones your entire life. You know what I'm saying? Like you hit puberty, your dick get hard, and then your dick stays getting hard for a long time. All right, I mean, you might hit a midlife crisis and want to buy a Corvette. Look, that's about it. You know what I'm saying? Or you might want to buy a big truck with some big rims. Not me, just other niggas. I mean, I see them do that shit. 80-year-old men buying new Corvettes they can barely get in and out of. I about have to damn scoop them out with a towel. You know what I'm saying?
Man, I gotta say these the brand new Corvettes, dude. They look like Lamborghinis. You seen them? They fucking pretty dope.
Oh yeah, bro, we selling them like crazy, like hotcakes. I ain't never seen like.
What are they, like 125?
Should not be named came around. It depends. Now you can get you a base model for 75.
And the one that looks like a Lamborghini, the pimp ass one.
Yeah, I mean, like it still looks fly, but if you want to start moving on up, I think they sold one of about a month ago that was 200,000. That was the third one the dude bought in 3 years. He came and brought us a check for it. So here you go. It was a birthday present for his wife.
Oh, what a waste. What a fucking waste.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? I mean, man, it's just like, man, here goes your check.
You trust a woman with a $200,000 car? You fucking crazy.
Come on, man. She might be Danica Patrick.
Yeah, that bitch could drive a fucking minivan.
But she might be Danica Patrick, man. Just letting you know. She might be like that. She might be what's the chick from Fast and Furious? Dom's woman. Might be like that.
So, in regards to like coming off of drugs and having it change shit about you, you gotta check this shit out, bro. So I quit smoking weed like a month ago.
Mm-hmm.
And holy shit, dude, I'm sleeping like a baby. I'm having fucking dreams. I ain't had a dream in like 20 years. It is really completely, my fucking brain fog is like going away that I've had. I thought it was just normal forever. Like, dude, not smoking weed is the way to go for sure. I fucking like it a lot.
Okay, so man said I've seen the light.
I've seen the light. And it's like not even a thing. Like people, my roommates, they try to offer me hit a joint when they're smoking, and I'm like, it doesn't even like appeal at all. Like I don't have any desire to it. Although the stupid people at the hospital got me on these fucking painkillers, so maybe I just swapped one vice for a goddamn another. So who'd have?
Man said I've been doing pill popping.
So I've been doing real good with these. They put me on something called Tramadol or Trazodone.
Okay, I've heard of
one of them too.
I've heard of it.
And it was real weak, and it really didn't do nothing at all for me. It didn't kill my pain at all. And then they upped me to something. They upped me to oxycodone, and like,
ooh.
When I look at these oxycodones, I'm supposed to take 2 to 3 tablets by mouth every 4 hours. Motherfucker, if I took 2 to 3 of these every 4 hours, I would never get anything done, ever.
Oh yeah, you'd be cooked. You'd be cooked.
I'd be cooked. I'd be in bed all day. So I've been finding that like I get up and I do my routine, and like I don't take them until I feel like I need to take them because of like discomfort and stuff.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So and then I take 2, and then I don't take any more until like, well, right about now. I'll take 2 more before I go to bed, like an hour before I want to go to bed, and like that's it. So I've been taking like 4 of these a day. My prescription, I still got a whole shitload left. But these were only supposed to be for like a week, and I've been eating them for 3 weeks. So like even these pills, I don't even want to be taking. You know what I mean?
Right.
The hardest thing for me, like with having nothing at all, like no vices whatsoever, that's the difficult thing because there's nothing to turn to, right? I think there's like it's like you get I don't want to say dependent, like hooked on the drug or whatever, but you get dependent on having something in your routine that acts as like an escape from, even this stupid vape. I quit this fucking vape and I had no vices. And so I hit the vape again. And so, and I also hit the vape again because my roommate's wife, she'd been smoking cigarettes for like 20 years, and she just had like her lungs checked and shit, and they're like good as new. So I'm like, man, if she can smoke cigarettes and be fine, I can hit this vape and I'd be good. And so, but I've been hitting this vape and I've been taking these pills, and like the idea that is not, and I don't drink alcohol. Like I never liked alcohol. So there's like, I've always been in the habit of having something there as a vice, right? And it's weird seeing them like fade out as I get older, and the need for them to fade out as I get older. Because I ain't gonna hit this vape forever, and I ain't gonna take these pills forever. That's a goddamn reality. So I'm anxious for this whole cancer thing to be done with, so I can be done with all these pills.
I can understand that. I think I only had to take those pills one time. That's when I had my wisdom teeth taken out. Whew, man, dude, that shit was ass.
Well, I just so happened to buy some like satin sheets at around the same time I got these pills. And man, I would take these pills when I first started taking them, and I would just lay in bed, and like the satin silkiness of the sheets would be like, oh my God, I'm like floating on a cloud of titties. Oh, it's so nice. It was so nice.
Oh man, hey, look, man, don't nothing make you feel better than the warm caress of a bosom, okay?
Nothing, dude. Nothing at all.
I'm just trying to tell you right now. And look, man, here's the thing, man. We get demonized as men for, I don't know, for liking sex. I don't know what the deal is with that.
Motherfuckers, it's in our DNA, bro.
I'm like,
if we didn't like the shit, the human species would die off,
Yeah.
Period.
It's like, and here's another thing, Corey. I got to put this out in the ether, okay? Because of course, I'm on different social medias, TikTok. I hear this all the time, and they're like, "Oh, the foreplay, it's all if you want to get a woman off, you got to start in the morning." I'm like, "Do what?" I was like, "Okay, let me hear what you got to say." Good morning kiss her on the forehead, caress her, send her little naughty texts throughout the day, come through, brush her hair. I said, now hold on a second now for me to be able to get her off, allegedly I need to do all this, but she don't do all that when she goes back there and grabs her vibrator. She goes back there, grabs her vibrator, and squirts some lube on her puss and puts it on it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
she didn't caress the back of her ear and all this other shit. Slowly lick the nipple and then, rub right under the butt. No, but she spread her legs, she put some lube on it, and she went to work. So, I mean, why all of a sudden I got to do all this extra stuff? You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Maybe because women think we're ugly. We're all ugly and gross, and we need to be like,
that ain't it. You just need to go in there. If you work on that bean, dog, you're going to get this thing done, all right? I'm just letting you know. I was like, you go in there, you start working on that bean, you're going to get this thing done, but that's the whole 9 yards, okay? Miss me with all this other shit and mood and all this. Look, Bo, once that thing start to feeling good, the mood is there, okay? That's just all there is to it. I mean, I'll be worried about moods and all this stuff. It's just dumb. Okay? Because it don't work the same way the other way around. Sometimes women just want to get off. They ain't got nothing to do with all this other shit you got to do throughout the day. Lay some rose petals down and all this shit. Nigga, we ain't got time for that. Bo, you trying to get this done? Yeah, okay. Go in there and put some work in and be done with it. Damn. I mean, I'm kidding. They always trying to tell us what we need to do. I'm like, well, what y'all need to do? You know what I'm saying? Ain't about what the chick need to do. I mean, maybe I'd like you to move a little bit more. Maybe I'd like you to do this or that. But I don't complain about it because you're here and you're saying I can get some. So I just roll with what we got. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I roll what we got. I mean, how dare I go out in the world and complain? It's like, oh my God, man. Let's go around. She didn't suck my cock for 5 minutes. I don't give a fuck. She was here and she was a willing participant and let me get some. Give a damn about all that other shit. I mean, I'm just trying to figure this thing out. Because I mean, but we get a bad rap. We get a bad rap around the board, man. Hell, it was even with this was it with this Lindsay Clancy? Have you been seeing any of this? The chick who choked out her kids.
It's ringing a bell, but I don't know. I don't know.
Somehow it's the husband's fault that she choked her kids out. I got the chicks at work sitting here talking about, oh, but some things don't add up. We're trying to figure out why he went here, and he said he wasn't able to get up with 911 allegedly and all that. I said, yeah, but they got footage of his whereabouts. If I'm understanding the evidence correctly, like his whereabouts are accounted for, like the entire time. How is it this nigga's fault? I mean, they're like, oh, well, he's remarried and got another kid. Well, what you want him to do? Did you want him just to stay depressed and not do anything ever again? I mean, what do you want dudes to do, man? You know what I'm saying? They trying to talk about who failed her. Oh, well, she had postpartum psychosis. I mean, maybe. The therapist failed her, the drug people failed her. I'm like, man, it sound like she failed.
How about she's a fucking crazy bitch?
Yeah, I mean, from what I'm seeing, it looks like she choked her kids out. All of them. I mean, well, she hadn't went up there and said that she did it. I was like,
that's not like some spur of the moment shit. Because if you got multiple kids, you choke them all out. As you're choking out the first one, you got to be done, and then intentionally go and move on to the second one, right? And so there's no like, oh, I accidentally slipped and choked him out, right? No, none of that shit. It ain't a fucking accident, bitch. You planned it. You planned it.
Yeah.
So how the fuck does I don't give a fuck what's going on in the world. Unless you're doing some shit where like, you know, unless you do the whole I'm killing the family, murder-suicide shit, like, and then you kill yourself. But I don't see how motherfuckers can remember the bitch like 20 years ago who drowned her kids in the car?
Oh, yeah.
And then she got on the news, oh, my kids are missing. And then they found the car with all the kids in it. And it's like, you crazy bitch. I don't want to hear that I don't want to hear your daddy was mean to you or your husband doesn't kiss you enough or none of that shit. You crazy. That's all there is to it.
Yeah. And all this is alleged, okay? All this is alleged to the end, but it's like I mean, from the evidence that has been presented, from what I had seen, from what people had talked about, I mean, it looks like she just killed him, and that's kind of it. I mean, I don't. But somehow the dude's fault. I was like, well, how's it his fault? Well, you know, he wasn't quite there for her. Damn, man. How you know? I don't know. It's always something about, well, you weren't there. You didn't do this. You didn't do that. Well, damn, man. I got to do everything. Shit, man.
See, man, motherfuckers just don't have any personal responsibility or ability to, like, you know, man up and be like, this was my deal. Right? They always got to have an excuse or put blame elsewhere. It's got to be some weird Freudian psychology shit or something like that.
Yeah. And then I'm getting hit right here, but I'm hearing this term a lot. The mental load. I'm like, the mental load. Dudes that never understand the mental load that women go through. I'm like,
so I got a friend. Here's a connected story to this. So I got a friend who, the only person I still talk to from my police days is this chick, and she's married and she got 2 kids, and she's tried to leave police work before because it is a destructive. It's psychologically and emotionally destructive.
Yeah.
I couldn't even imagine how women handle that end of it unless they a dyke. And so she calls me last week and she's like, hey man, I just needed to talk to you because I don't know how to deal with this. And I know you dealt with this, but she's like, I think I'm an alcoholic. And then she went on for like 15 minutes explaining to me how much alcohol she'd been drinking. Like every night, falling asleep, you know, just blitzed out of her fucking mind. And I was like, that's a very destructive way to go to deal with your problems. And I think what the issue there is that you can kind of set a path for yourself. You can have these dreams like, oh, I want to do this in life. I want my life to be this. And then you go down that path and you get the job, the career that you end up getting stuck in, that you've been in for, 15 years, that you can't leave because then you lose your pension. You know what I mean? And then you got a husband and you got 2 kids. And I think in this particular case, which I think is a very common thing, is that people actually get what they wish for. And then they fucking are trapped. They got no, like, every single decision she makes, every single thing she does, 100% of her life is, I need to make that money to pay my $4,000 mortgage, so I got to keep the job. And everything else has to do with me taking care of my kids and my husband. And that's the totality of life for a lot of people, I think. And in this case in particular, I think that's exactly what it is. The feeling of being trapped, regardless of what you're trapped by. You know what I mean? I could wish I had 3 girlfriends with big old titties, but then I get it and I'd be like, God damn, I feel trapped by these big old titties all the time, right? And so I think life, right? I think life, man. People really need to be careful what they fucking wish for, man, because getting what you wish for, I think, can have drastically negative consequences. I hate to say it, man. I think the fucking deal is, I think we're always supposed to be on that path struggling towards something. And I think that's where I feel I've been for goddamn, at least ever since I left police work. Oh, I want to do this and I want to make a whole bunch of money so I can end up doing this and doing this. And I never feel like I reach those goals. But I think I think part of that keeps me sane. You know what I mean? Because I haven't been trapped by the things I wish for yet. You know what I mean? And so I think that's a big part of it.
Yeah, most people, here's what the deal is, okay? Most people are not cut out for the things that they believe they want. That's just all there is to it. All right? They don't have the mental toughness to actually handle the shit. Bottom line, case in point. Because there's more distractions now than ever. And there's the ability now to see everybody's life. And so you try not to, but you end up comparing. 100 years ago, you ain't compare shit to shit. If you were broke, you stayed around broke niggas. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That was it.
That's
Who you
true.
comparing yourself to? Broke niggas? You won't leave in the area you were at.
Yeah.
There might be 1 or 2 of y'all that left. That's it. So the depression and stuff, it didn't really exist. They're like, I mean, everybody else is like, they struggling too. They go work in the field like I do too. And that's, yeah, I mean, what we talking about?
Yeah.
They didn't go around anybody's expensive ass houses, especially back then. Like, you weren't exposed to it.
Unless he was the maid.
Unless you was the maid.
Yeah. The maid's
But now
dead.
you got so much exposure to everything that you're depressed just because you don't feel like you're up to snuff. When really you're probably better off than damn 90% of the other folks. This niggas is doing worse. Trust me on that. All right. And I know that's not the pat on the back that you want, but just know you're probably doing better than most of the folk you see walking around.
Yeah. But people do have a good people are real good at like hiding their personal brokenness and struggles and all that shit because they hide it because they get the new $1,000 iPhone and they got their $150 sneakers and they get a car that costs them $1,000 a month that they can't afford, but it puts up that image to the outside that they got their shit together. And maybe that image projection alone helps them keep their shit together a little bit, but people clearly hide behind an air of, I have my shit together, I have some money, I have a girlfriend, or I'm married, or I have kids. I have all the things that make you legitimized in the eyes of society. right? And but when really they get home and they fucking eating a TV dinner or something, you know what I mean? Like,
Ain't got shit.
Ain't got shit.
I mean, it's just all there is to it. Ain't got a friend. Ain't got a dime in their name. Ain't got nothing. Niggas be going home crying in the pillow every night. Man, don't play with me. You know what I'm saying? I mean, the folks that be acting all hard and stuff, I'm like, right. I got you. It's kind of like the boys who tell me, "Oh man, I'm ready for the apocalypse." Oh, are you? Yeah, man. I've got this amount of ammo and I got that. I said, yeah, but you complain about the toilet paper in the bathroom. So you ain't ready, dog. Like, if you can't wipe with 2-ply, you ain't ready for the apocalypse, okay? That's just all there is to it. If 2-ply is slowing you up, dog, the apocalypse going to take you out. You going to be out of here quick.
Bro, that's so funny you say that because I just seen this episode of Supernatural recently where they go into like this alternate world, right? And the alternate world is like in shambles. It's like post the apocalypse and nobody got nothing and they living off the land and shit. And dude's like, "Hey man, when you go home to your land, to your world and you come back, you got to bring some toilet paper, bro. You just don't understand what it's like with not having toilet paper. You just don't understand." And when you think about it, how true is that shit, bro? You'd be like resorting back to the days of the Roman Empire when 6 guys shared one rag to wipe their ass with. You know what I mean?
Oh, like, dude, I seen that in Spartacus. Batiitis was sitting there talking to a dude walking through the city. While he was talking to the dude, I guess it was the community shitter. He just sat down, started shitting while he was still talking to the dude. Got up, pulled the day. There was a stick. He pulled it out. It had a rag on it. Scrubbed it between his cheeks and put it back down. I said, "Oh my God, I see why y'all niggas died early." Yeah.
It's so weird because back then, man, in that time period, you could be the most elite upper class guy and you still shitting with a fucking communal rag. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, and it was just how it was. It was just how it was, dude.
Damn, boy. It said, "Yeah, boy, I live in the big house. I still got to use a communal rag." It's just 5 people wiped their ass with this before I did. Damn, son.
Well, man, we had shit like that. Dude, when I was growing up, I remember you go in the bathroom and there's that thing on the wall. They didn't have no paper towels or the hot air blowers. They had that one rag that was on a loop that everybody fucking, you remember that? Well, you too young. You might be too young for that. But you know what I'm talking about.
I was on the tail end of it. I was on the tail end of it.
It was like a fucking rag, a big long rag on a loop in the thing, and you just pulled it down and wiped your hands. Like, what?
Man, somebody done wiped
COVID motherfuckers would be freaking. Yeah, COVID motherfuckers would be freaking out over that. See, here's the thing: we are disgusting fucking animals as people. We really are, and like just because we got a Starbucks and an iPhone, we think that we're like some fucking civilized, disconnected from the animal world shit, you know? We're not. We're fucking not, dude.
We ain't far from it. I mean, look, we can think and we can reason and we got thumbs. All right, that's it. That's all. That's all that damn separates us. If we ain't have no thumbs and our brains work like dogs and shit like that, the shit look a whole lot different. Let me just tell you that much right now. There's just no doubt about it. So, that shit is crazy. Oh, Court, did you see that governor race in Wisconsin? You see what happened with that?
Is there like some tranny involved or something?
No, they had some type of some chinky chong woman. From what I understand, she's like a bartender or whatever. All of a sudden, she's running for the race, and they're like, "Oh yeah, she gonna win." Well, it was going through the night, and they were tracking it. Then the black dude went up, and they got like 96% of the vote in, and they were like, "Oh, hold on, something went wrong here." They're like, "What's that?" "Oh, well, 5 of the 9 disk drives that they got, they said that it didn't have the actual results as far as who people voted for. It had the audit logs on it, so it gave the wrong tally."
Oh, I didn't see none of this.
Yeah, but my man on CNN, Bo, he was sitting there stuttering. He was sitting there like, Yeah, I mean, they have folks beaming in his ear. Let me see if I can pull this hoe up. Here we go right here. Let's see where we at right here. This one right here. This one explains it right here. Let me pull him up right quick.
Okay. Wow. What the heck just came in Brown? Which was that that was huge for her.
Yeah, so that was about 18,000 votes, and she nets 2,000.
Question. Was that that wasn't central count, was it?
It's possible. There's no remaining vote in Brown according to our counter. I'll check the check the website.
I said I want percent more, but now I do, because if that was central count, what was his percentage of that vote?
Let's take a look.
If this was central count, this is the question we're getting at from Milwaukee. If he just got buried in central count Green Bay,
it was 44-34. Hong over Crowley.
Okay, yeah. Can we ask our decision desk what we think that was that just?
Yep.
And do we think there's central count left for? Okay.
Yeah, so that's one they're trying to figure out what the hell happened, because Crowley was up, and all of a sudden it just all flipped at one time, and they're like, "Oh, what the hell's going on?" So I got this other one right here, and this chick right here is explaining it. Here we go.
Well, Wisconsin's governor's race went completely off the rails last night. Enter Francesca Hong. A few weeks ago, literally nobody knew who she was. Then the media machine revved up, and suddenly polls had her leading by 20 points, some even claiming she would win by up to 29. Who is she? A self-described socialist bartender whose major policy highlights include canceling Thanksgiving and 86ing Donald Trump. And the mainstream media really expected us to buy that she was cruising to an overwhelming landslide victory. Except that's not what happened last night. And
I think someone cheated here.
PTSD kicks in. Now, for most of the night.
What was that?
I think the motherfuckers. I think she won and they cheated her, because that's how the shit works. This is why voting is stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'll go on my rant when we get done with this
by
video
David
here.
Crowley.
Okay.
But then, right on cue, a mysterious late-night ballot drop swings heavily in her direction. It was so blatant, so over the top, that even NBC was blown away. Watch this.
Okay. Wow. What the heck just came in Brown? Which was that that was huge for her.
Yeah, so that was about 18,000 votes, and she nets 2,000.
If this was central count, this is the question we're getting at from Milwaukee. If he just got buried in central count Green Bay,
it was 44-34. Hong over Crowley.
Okay, yeah. Can we ask our decision desk what we think that was?
His reaction is priceless, and we can all relate, right? That's what we've been doing the last several elections. Scratching our heads going, what the heck just happened? Well, that catapulted Hong to the front and gave her a temporary lead. And just when you thought the night couldn't get any stranger, we got to about 96% of the vote. And then Milwaukee hit us with this. The city of Milwaukee's election commission executive director said they discovered that 5 of the 9 flash drives brought to central count had the audit log downloaded instead of the actual election results. The results were missing.
There are 2 things. There's the audit log and the results. What we uncovered was that 5 of the sticks had the audit log downloaded and not the results. It's a human error. These things can happen. So basically what we need to do is go back to the operations center, and we're going to download out of those 5 machines the results and make sure that it's not the audit log.
Look, mistakes happen, right? But there are certain places where you really don't want to hear the words human error. Piloting an airplane, performing brain surgery. And now I think we can add counting votes to that list. Poor Steve Kornacki, Mr. Data himself over at NBC, spent over 4 hours sweating through his soup pans, mapping out every precinct in Wisconsin. And then, after all that analysis, the thing that finally stopped him in his tracks wasn't some complicated statistical anomaly. It was basically, whoops, wrong file.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
They have to. What already. Okay.
They had to pull the plug on the entire live show. He went on.
Yeah, so my man was up there for 4 hours, and they had to shut the show down because everything had been saying was wrong.
So okay,
Allegedly.
so here's my rant on why we need the benevolent dictator. Okay, so democracy's a scam. There's no such thing. It doesn't fucking exist. It's never existed. It is a motherfucking it's a fucking fugazi, dude. It's a total sham. All right. It might have worked in the colony days when you only had like 1,000 people in the state. You know, then it probably could have fucking worked, maybe, sorta. But like, the government doesn't run the government, man. The government is run by like this shadow government. It's fucking true, consisting of all the Epstein people. The Epstein class runs the show. Democrat, Republican don't matter. So, the split second you introduce a system of voting, you automatically create an industry of lobbying. And that industry of lobbying, they get their way because they spend money, they bribe, and they blackmail. And that's what gets people into office. There's always an agenda behind the people who make it to power, with very few exceptions. Look at Donald Trump, man. He had $500 million of goddamn Jewish money pushing him to be president. And they bought the ads everywhere. So they influence elections by taking out ads that are generally untrue, that are just propaganda. So the whole system of voting is fucking retarded. It's just, it opens the door to corruption from day one. So you need that guy who fucking believes in the Constitution, who, and not half of these bullshit add-on amendments that they've done, like all the shit that happened after like 1791 is bullshit. Really, like fuck all that. Go back to the original fucking Bill of Rights and the original Constitution. And if you get some motherfucker who will follow that to the end and enforce it with a fucking iron fist, like, number one, we wouldn't have glyphosate poisoning everybody. We wouldn't have this trans issue going on. We wouldn't have 99% of the problems that we fucking have today if a guy could just fucking slam his fist down and get rid of some shit. Like, I've been reading through Hitler's War by David Irving for the last like 8 months on my podcast, maybe even a year. I do a chapter periodically. And anything that was going on, that motherfucker would literally change overnight. Some shit that was fucking wrecking some stuff, dude, the next day it was fixed. We don't get that here because we got to have committees and we got to have a vote, and people are buying off that vote. And then we get, the whole country is against motherfucking this war in Iran. But fucking Congress will go out of their way to vote to keep it going because they don't listen to us. There's no representation. There's a disconnect between the people and the people that they voted for and what the decisions that are made. So the whole system is broken and needs to go. And the idea that we can even pretend that democracy works or that it's even a real thing is just, you're just lying to yourself. You know what I mean? It's fucking stupid. We were governed by kings for 10,000 fucking years, dude. And the world made it to a pretty decent place. We've had this bullshit democracy stuff for like 200 years, 250 years. It's nonsense. It's fucking nonsense. It's not in human nature at all. It's totally contrary to human nature. That's why like Vladimir Putin been in power 25 fucking 30 years in fucking this in Russia. And he's got like an 80+% approval rate because it's what people want. They want one guy who's going to come in and do his best to fix the shit. Right. And so and anyone who says that won't work, I'll be like, bullshit, because there have been a ton of kings out there in the past who were beloved. Now, of course, you've had the ruthless ones who fucked up and everyone hated, but it doesn't change the fact that if we've had kings that were beloved, it's proof that can work. It's proof that system can work. You just have to have a check and balance system to keep the king on track. And I think I got that figured out too. But we'll never get there. We'll never get back to that. And it's a shame. It's really a fucking shame. So you go back and you look at fucking Nazi Germany and you look at Adolf Hitler. I hate to use him as always the example, but he is the best example of how an authoritarian leader can actually do good. And like, everybody fucking loved Hitler But what they ended up, and people say, oh, the people hated him because he was anti-Jew and all this stuff. That's nonsense. There's 80 million people in Germany at the time. There was only 4 million Nazis, and then they closed registration, right? So you couldn't become a Nazi after a certain point, period. And so, but basically the reason that the public had a problem with Hitler was because he was real strict on the wartime rationing. So he knew the war was coming. Okay. So the war broke out in 1939, right? They knew it was coming. So before, and they knew that they had the British blockades who were preventing supplies from getting in. So they had to backdoor most of their supplies from like Hungary and Bulgaria and Romania and these other kind of satellite countries had to help them get supplies in because the British basically cut them off and were starving the people to death, right? So before the war even really broke out, Hitler implemented this kind of rationing coupon system where, you know, a family of 4 would get like, I don't know, let's say 3 pounds of meat, you know, 5 pounds of rice, you know, and it was all very strict on the quantities of what you could get. Now, if you was rich, you still had to abide by that coupon system, but you could buy better quality stuff, right? And see, then you have things like the reason that nobody was fucking homeless and everyone was employed and everyone got what they needed on a fundamental level was because they had a fucking whole system set up where your house was considered part of like a block unit. And there would be literally a guy who would come to your house and be like, hey, what do you guys need? And he would look in your kitchen cabinets and shit and see if you had food, and whatever you didn't have, they would bring you. Like, it seems a little intrusive, and it probably was by what we consider intrusive by today's standards. But everybody had everything they needed. If you needed winter coats or you needed a new pair of gloves for work, that shit was, you were given that stuff above and beyond the coupon system. And so it was a little intrusive. It was a little overbearing. It was a little authoritarian. And like the brown shirts would come around. They would walk into a restaurant and they would start doing collections. And they would kind of remember who didn't give to the collection plate. You know what I mean? So you had that kind of stuff too. You know what I mean? Like, but overall, we couldn't handle a system. We couldn't revert to a system like that today in America because we're all spoiled with our iPhones and Starbucks. You know what I mean? But it was what it was at the time. And that's why the population kind of had a bad taste in their mouth over Hitler because of their own personal finance and how things were handled with the rationing system, which didn't end once it started. It lasted throughout the whole fucking war. So you could be rich and have rich stuff, but you were limited on the essentials to what they had and what they could give and all that. There was very few exceptions made. When the Nazis had a big gala ball and they would bring in foreign journalists and stuff, there was no limit. I mean, they had the fucking full catering, you know? So,
okay, gotcha.
Right. Like I've been reading this book, Into the Darkness by Lothrop Stoddard, who was an American journalist in 1941. And he goes over there to Nazi Germany just to see what it's like. And he got to experience this firsthand. They treated him like a king because he was a foreigner, and they wanted him to report back that they treated him like a king. But he did a good job at talking to the people and getting the lowdown on what was actually going on. You know what I mean? So, but there's no right answer. But that brings us back to the solution. The answer is there's no answer. There is no perfect utopia. And that's what everyone thinks that we are striving for. We shouldn't be striving for utopia because that shit doesn't exist. I'd say the closest thing to utopia we've ever had in this fucking country was after World War II through probably the early 1970s. That's probably the best, most abundant, highest quality of life the world has ever fucking seen. Period. And like, not today, I don't think it is. Maybe for the rich it is, but for the average person, that's not the case today. But you didn't need to be rich going back from after World War II all the way through the 70s. Like I said, you could have a fucking low-paying job and still buy a house and have a car and all that stuff, right? Which is unheard of today, and it was unheard of before that. So I think, you know, people say, hey, when was America great? I'll tell you, from 46 to 63, I think was the peak. Post-World War II through the assassination of Kennedy, it didn't get better. It didn't get better than that anywhere for anyone in any country ever in the history of the earth.
Well, there it is.
So
Full breakdown.
That's my rant.
Full
that's
breakdown.
my rant.
Dictator. Benevolent, of course. Oh, no,
Benevolent
asshole.
dictator. Yeah.
Benevolent dictator all the way for the win. All right. As we're going to get into the main topic, we still don't know what a woman is. We're still struggling, okay? And this is on the heels of the WNBA. They and a lot of their players have been coming to the forefront saying, trans rights. We need to respect the trans. We need to make sure that we love and adore them, that we put them up on this pedestal, and that the trans athletes are welcome in the league, okay? They're welcome in the league. I had a couple of the ladies say, one of them, I think Gabby Williams, she said, I wouldn't mind a trans athlete being on my team or going against a trans athlete, a male that's now a woman, now a female, allegedly, okay, alleged female. And so on the heels of this, Corey, we've had a couple of grown men say they're going to put their name in the hat for the WNBA draft next year, 2027. Enes Kanter and Royce White. All right. Now, just for context, Enes Kanter is 6'10", 260 pounds. All right. Royce White is 6'8", and he's like 240. All right, so these are two big ass niggas, man. All right, there's no doubt about it. But they said that they feel like they're in their, they found their feminine energy, they're in their feminine era, and of course they're trolling them. But the issue is that Corey, they're having to have an emergency meeting about this because
what's there to have an emergency meeting over? It's a women's league. You kick the guys. If you have a dick, you're out.
Oh no, Corey, they're inclusive now. That they just stuck their foot in their whole mouth now. Inclusivity, all right? And in their CBA that they put together, they didn't define what a woman was. And so with that, they have left the door open. On top of that, I didn't realize this, but they've had somebody in the league, I don't know if they're currently in the league, if they've been in the league before, but they were transitioning allegedly to be a man. So they already have one trans athlete in the league. So technically that's a man in the league already.
That's I can't believe we're still having this conversation.
It's pretty ridiculous, isn't it? I mean, all these years later. But yes, it has still came to this. I've seen a whole lot of stuff right here recently where it's sparked the debate once again. I didn't realize it was a debate at all. Like, the people who were trans, like, they kind of just stayed off in their little corner and they didn't say nothing to anybody. But now all of a sudden, they got to be loved and adored and put on the highest of high. And, if you won't fuck a trans woman as a straight heterosexual male, then you're a bigot. I mean, we're back on that train again, Corey. We're back on the train of not knowing what a woman is, which is one of the most ridiculous things to ever grace this planet, bar none.
This is a mental health issue, and it's also a suicidal empathy issue. These motherfuckers, like and it's all the left, dude. It's all the fucking communist left who are pushing this shit. Because remember, this is the communist playbook. Like, the communist playbook is to find the most extreme minority of it, whatever it is, racial or sexual, or find this extreme minority and make them a top priority in order to divide the country. And that's the communist playbook, and that's exactly what's still seeming to play out. But it's hilarious because I see fucking Trump, who's completely controlled by the Jews, lately coming out on this big anti-communist kick. And it's like, motherfucker, the people who paid for your fucking bill are fucking the ones who pushed this in the first place. What are you talking about? Like,
well, he feels like
really
he's
shocking.
It's a feeling.
Okay, here's the deal. Anybody left of Hitler is a fucking communist. Period. End of story. And that's most fucking people. All right. They need to get their shit together. They need to drop all this fucking handout stuff. It's ridiculous.
That's some good stuff. Now, look, here's what I'm seeing right here recently. I've seen some people post stuff and they're like, oh, well, okay, if these two if these two men want to say to their women, then that's no problem. They need to get the surgery done, cut their wanker off, then you start taking hormones and add tests. It's a ho. That ain't been no prerequisite before. Now, I think folks have been saying that, hey man, y'all, these dudes been walking up in locker rooms. Leah Thomas, that nigga won't own no shit. He walked in there full hard cock, right there in the damn women's locker room. All right. At that university. I can't remember which college it was at, but that was a swimmer. The one who was 300th in the nation as a man, and then as an alleged woman, he was number one. I mean, who would have thunk it? But here's what I'm going to say, okay? And this is, I think it's us naturally as men, we want to protect women, okay? And so, a lot of the men are speaking up about this. Men, let it go. Let it go. Let the women figure it out.
So these NBA guys who are talking about going to WNBA, aren't they like just trolling?
Oh no, yeah, they're trolling, but I think they're just gonna go ahead and try to take it all away. Let's see how stupid we can get. Here's what I want. Here's what I want them to do. You go ahead.
There's I like to watch AEW wrestling, right? Because it's better than WWE, and they actually bleed and shit, and they fucking take these big bumps from, off a ladder through a chair onto the concrete. It's really good shit, dude. It ain't as extreme as ECW, but for modern wrestling, it's I think it's top notch. And they've had this wrestler who was a big, I'm talking like 250-pound fat black tranny who's been in the women's division. I don't know if she's still there. I haven't seen her lately, but I'm sure she is. But that's dangerous, bro. In pro wrestling, these motherfuckers, like we all know this shit's it's not a real fight, and they do all these flips and stuff. Like if I'm going to kick someone's ass, I'm not going to try to do a double flip onto you, right? And that's just retarded, right? So we all know the deal with what wrestling is.
Performative, yeah.
It's performance, right? But these guys take fucking hard hits on a regular basis. They get more hurt than UFC wrestlers, dude. I mean, UFC fighter. They get way more hurt than UFC fighters, dude. Every wrestler who's gone through a 10 or 20 year career is fucked up by the time they leave, dude.
Oh yeah, they're hurt up, yeah.
And so the idea that you could even think of having some fat fucking tranny in with all those fucking women, real women, it's like, what are you fucking talking about, dude? What are you talking about?
Now here's what I'll say. Like, the women continue to tell us that we don't need men's help. We don't need you to do this. We don't need you to do that. So men, let them do their own thing. Okay. Here's the issue with women. All right. As far as it goes to this particular subject, they don't have the guts to do what needs to be done because they have too much empathy. You see, us as men, we don't give a fuck about all that shit. They're like, hey, this is bullshit. We're going to go ahead. We're going to try to stomp that shit out. But they got so much empathy. You know what would have ended that shit with the Leah Thomas? If all the women would have been like, yeah, no, we're not swimming against that dude. Y'all can fuck off. Like, if he wants to go out there and swim by himself and then you get back, cool. All right, now we're going to have our meet. Like we're not doing it. Like, we're not doing it.
Yeah.
He's going to go in the locker room and change with y'all. I'll be damned. We won't be doing that. Like, at all, period. Like, it's not happening. But because they got to be on board, because they got to show empathy, it's a marginalized group. Fuck that shit. So? Marginalized compared to what?
I'm tired of hearing about people who are marginalized. Motherfucker, people who get off their ass and do shit are no longer marginalized. Period. Period. Do you as a black man feel marginalized in this country?
No.
No.
Matter of fact, I've
Not
never
at
felt
all.
marginalized. I mean, I'm like so when I hear people talk about, oh man, the racism and stuff holding me back, I'm like, word dog.
Well,
I mean, really.
I think I've put two and two together on some of this racism stuff, because it's not so much back in the 30s and 40s. Yeah, there was like overt racism because
Yeah,
people
straight
weren't
up.
really
Yeah.
straight up. But today, that's not what it is at all. Today, I think the degree that people are racist is in how they see other races or immigrants or whoever else adhering to the standards of accepted culture, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what it is. Do you play my game or do you not play my game? And I think that's because like when white people see black people who are like doing these mall raids and stealing shit and they barely speak fucking English, that's what people get pissed off at.
Right.
They're not pissed off because they're black. They're pissed off because they're shitting on the culture that they live in, or they don't adhere to the culture that everyone else adheres to. That's what it comes down to. If you adhere, like, I don't think anyone's got a problem with the fucking suit and tie black guy to be their lawyer or whatever else at all.
Mm-hmm.
It's not about the race. It's about culture and adherence to culture more than anything else, at least in the modern era.
Right. Of course. So what we got now, we got moving goalposts. And of course, people always like, what were they saying? They were like, oh, well, trans athletes only represent whatever percentage of the people. I said, and that's fine. Keep saying that. But there's a trickle effect. Kind of like 2 weeks to slow the spread. You know what I'm saying? Or was it 2 weeks to flatten the curve? Month to slow the spread. It was one or the other. We were trying to flatten the curve. We were trying to slow the spread. Yeah, it ain't that bad. Yeah, man, it's only one trans. Oh, there's only 5 trans in there. Oh, damn, they ain't no women left in this.
So how many fucking trans are in the WNBA, do you think?
Trans, well, technically, I only know of one. Well, the one that supposedly was transitioned into a dude. So I'm assuming they were taking testosterone, which should be a
so
PED.
there was a woman trans. Those are the dumbest of them all. Like, I'm sorry.
Yeah, Ellen Page.
So I'll be straight up. Like, testosterone governs a lot of who we are. Like, if you were to drain all the testosterone out of your body, you wouldn't give a fuck if you ever got laid again. That's the reality. Testosterone drives that. So for people, I can understand to some degree taking the testosterone to try to get to where we're at, but it's I don't understand. Like, these people will never be accepted. They're always looked at as fucking, what are you doing? What's wrong with you?
Yeah.
Right?
You're a weird ass nigga, man. That's just it, man. I mean,
right. Exactly. So I don't understand how these people are like, oh, I feel more comfortable this way. What do you mean you feel more comfortable this way? Part of feeling comfortable in a society is being accepted by society. How we look, how we dress, how we cut our hair, a huge part of that, and why we feel good about ourselves is because of the level of acceptance we get in the general society. That's a fact.
Yeah, you get reinforced. You get reinforced.
Right. Even like even back in the day when I was all punk rock and I hung out with all the punk rockers, they fucking just wanted to fit in with their own little mini society within the larger society, even though they were supposed to be allegedly rebelling against the greater society. No. You weren't rebelling against shit. You just wanted to be accepted in this little clique. And depending on the clique that you want to be accepted in is going to determine how you dress, how you act, how you talk, how you cut your fucking hair, and whether you cut your dick off or not, obviously. Because I feel like a big part of this is these motherfuckers just want to be accepted within that circle of other rejects,
Well, here's what they were saying, because people were like, oh, well, you need to have the surgeries, you need to get tits, you need to take the hormones. And they were like, are you gonna tie my gender identity to whether I got enough money to go through all these procedures? Bam. I mean, it's like, you're gonna do that to me? You're gonna marginalize me in that way? I don't have the money to do those procedures. I would love to do them. I don't have the money to do them. So I mean, now there's some prerequisites to be considered a trans. When before it's just like you just need to say it. Like Leah Thomas said that he said he was a lesbian. Yeah, he's a female, but he still like women.
I'm sorry, it's all a big weird sexual kink. You know, but you ain't got to take it. You ain't got to take it that far. So when I went to high school, I spent 2 years in a visual and performing arts program, and that program had like a music section where it was like, and this was like an in-depth study for 2 years, where I did like music theory and composition and like the whole 9 yards, jazz band. I did all that stuff. Some people would do chorus, but they also had a theater section where people would do the intense study in theater, and they also had a dance section, right, where people would go and do dance. And man, our friend Ben got into the dance section, and at first everyone dogged on him. Why are you doing dance? You fucking gay or something? Bro, he bagged like half of them chicks in the dance program.
Oh, he's smashing out.
It was him and one other dude, and the other dude was gay. Okay, so he got fucking dude. He got smashed a lot when nobody was getting smashed in high school, right? Because he was smart about it. He didn't have to pretend to be a woman or be gay.
Right.
He just went and did the dance program, and that was all it took. You know, and he did it for the right reasons. You know, so to having the man, the trans thing is peak communism, bro. It's straight up peak social Marxism is what that is.
Yeah, and how far are you behind on some shit as far as your league goes that you have to have an emergency meeting and get a task force together to figure this thing out? They're having to get a task force.
Well, the thing is, if they're going to reject these new guys, they got to reject the one tranny who's in there already. But if you're a fucking woman going to male, they should automatically be disqualified too. That should be an automatic disqualification.
Because technically you're a man, right? Unless they want to be the TWNBA.
This is where they choke on their own shit. You know what I mean? This is where they can't talk their way out of it. Their policies make no sense. And that person is a woman, so they're going to let her play even though she's transitioned into a man. Like, get the fuck out of here with your communist nonsense.
But it's absolutely ridiculous, man. And I'm just like, how are we falling apart here? All of a sudden somebody, because I think they asked Sophie Cunningham the question a few weeks ago, and then everybody bashed on her and they're like, oh, bigoted. You know what I'm saying? Not accepting of the trans women. And it's just like, I don't want these dudes in here playing with us. They dudes. Look, the women in France, bitch made. They already got a dude out there playing with them. And that nigga over there bowling them over. This dude, like, you look at it, it's like, this is a straight up dude. This motherfucker jacked. You're like, oh shit.
And like nobody wants to watch the WNBA because it's boring and those chicks all suck. Dude, I've seen so many times. Dude, how many times they take a shot and miss? Dude, I've like all the clips are like them chicks missing. You know what I mean? So, but I still think that women need to have their own space. I'm totally all about that. You know, men got their own space in sports because, just to be real, that we're not ever gonna let women into men's sports. Period. This is never gonna fucking happen.
Well, they won't be able to cut it. Yeah. Once you start getting that high level up, dude, it's not even a remote competition, like at all. Like, okay, so like some old fat niggas at the Y, yeah, there's some women that can go out there and beat them. They don't play basketball. I got you on that, okay? But we're talking about the highest levels of competition. People who say, hey, I wake up, eat, breathe, shit this, okay? This is my thing. This is my job. This is what I do. There's motherfuckers out there that stand 6'1", 6'2" that can dunk. There's like 2 women on this planet that can dunk, and it's just barely. They got to have a full running start to barely get up over the rim.
Mm-hmm.
There was a dude that was, I remember playing against him. He was 5'6". Some bitch, he got up. I said, oh shit. I couldn't believe it. I was flat-footed. I said, what the I said, nigga, what kind of chicken you eat? I mean,
And the funny thing is, like, they don't have any qualms about doing shit that we would frown on here in America over in Russia. And I remember seeing not too long ago, it was like some fat dude pulled off the street fighting three professional. You seen that? 3 professional female fighters. And he was just knocking them off. Dude. He had like no training. He probably had like a fucking bucket of KFC before the match started.
It's a beer. He drank some beer. he just they rode up. He just mollywop him, just throw him down. I said, "Damn, this is embarrassing." Okay, that's what this is. So this is what it's turned into. It's embarrassment right now. Okay, there's no doubt about it. I thought maybe that this debate would have been done. I thought, adults would have came in the room and said, "Okay, let's cut the bullshit." Okay, I mean the jig is up. All right, I mean we ran with this for a little bit, but it's time to let this thing go. But no, they had to open their mouth and they had to say that this is an inclusive league, and they deserve the right to come in and play as well. And it's like, okay, well, you got some niggas that say they're women today, so and they're prospects for 2027, so y'all gonna let them play, right? Now look, if you shun them, I mean, I just go and sue their ass. I just sue them. Like, I'm gonna take this. Like, they need to take it all the way. And folks are like, "Oh, they're being ridiculous. They're performative." And what? Okay. And so
my question. Here's my question. Mm-hmm. My question is, the Supreme Court affirmed Title IX, which gives women, the trannies are out as per the government officially, as per the Supreme Court. So how is it
that's
even
in
a question?
College sports, I think.
Well, it's for every. I thought it was for everything. Mm-hmm. I thought it was for everything.
College.
Well, it has to apply to high school too, because that was.
Well, I think
there were some lawsuits.
College, yeah. Mm-hmm.
But that doesn't apply to like private organizations and stuff. I mean,
nope.
Nope. Interesting.
Look, at the end of the day, and men, I know this is tough, all right, because it's in our nature to protect women, but it's up to the women to protect their own shit. And if they're too cowardice to do it, let it ride. That's all I know. Like, just let it ride, bud. The worst thing to happen to WNBA is the fact that Caitlin Clark became extremely popular. Because what is shown is that these chicks are, first off, they're stupid and they ain't ready for this type of attention. That's just it.
So have there been, I don't know the answer to this, have there been any racial discrimination claims in the WNBA over pay? Like, is Caitlin Clark getting more money than nothing like that?
No.
Everyone's getting paid the same?
No. Yeah. Everybody's within the same realm. I think the floor now is $500,000 a year. That's the floor now.
Oh, that's fucking good. I'll probably never make that much in my life. Fuck.
Yeah, but here's what the deal is. Like, so if you're a G League player, you make like $40,000 a year. What if all of a sudden you feel like you're a woman? Nigga, I'm a woman now because I need to make this $500K. You see what I'm saying? Before you know it, it'd just be another men's league. It'd be the scraps. You know what I'm saying? It'd be the scraps of the NBA playing in there. And so, hey, look, it's up to the women to protect their league. I say let it go, all right? If they don't know what to do, all right, and they want to call on the man to come in there and handle the shit for them, then that's fine, all right? But I'm just going to let y'all chicks know you're upholding the patriarchy when you do that, okay? Nothing. I hear fuck men, and nothing says more that you are willing participant of this quote-unquote patriarchy than letting some dude tell you that he knows more about being a woman than you, all right? Just... I mean, you know what I'm saying? I mean, it's just like...
So doesn't the WNBA overall lose money every year?
Yes.
Okay, that's communism shit right there. Because a real business would not fucking...
Yeah.
A real business...
It's subsidized.
Yeah, a real business wouldn't have put up with that shit for 2 seconds. If the NBA actually lost money, they would just cancel the fucking thing.
Yeah, that's true. They were on the verge of shutting the league down before Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, and all them got in there. They were actually on the verge of doing it.
Yeah, when it was kind of like in its infancy?
Yeah, that's when they combined the leagues and stuff. They were not doing good at all. They were in a bad place.
So I'm not a basketball fan. I don't really give a fuck about basketball. But when I lived in Florida, my buddy had season tickets to go see the Orlando Magic.
Mm-hmm.
When I think Shaq was there, when I got,
early
I went to
in the 90s. Yeah, in the 90s.
Yeah, I went to like 4 or 5 games with him, and being a guy who doesn't like basketball, who doesn't give a fuck, I had a good time. It was entertaining to be there live and watch the shit happen. For me, it didn't translate on TV at all. Like, it's a totally different. You've been to pro basketball games?
I haven't been on the court for a pro basketball game. I have not.
You have not gone to see one live?
No.
Oh, shit. Who's your team up there?
It'd be Charlotte Hornets.
Okay. Yeah, man. I thought it was fun. I had a good time. I think I drank some beers.
Well, it's an atmosphere type deal because so they have music playing, they have people throwing T-shirts and like that. Like it's a whole vibe type thing that they have going on that's high energy, you know, and so that's what makes that a little bit different. I've been to a hockey game. That's the only live sporting event I've been to professional.
Oh, I never been to one of those.
Mm-hmm.
I was offered a bunch of free tickets to see Tampa Bay Lightning, but I never went.
Yeah, I got tore up so quick, Bo, it didn't really matter. So they stopped selling beer at the start of the third period, Bo. We got there halfway through the first period. Man, they ain't leaving me much time to drink. So I was having a double fist. So I was having to get down. So, guys, we appreciate everybody for being with us. We're running a little bit over. What is a woman? We still don't know. We're still trying to figure it out to this day. So maybe we'll know the answers at least by the start of 2027, potentially. Okay, but I'm not going to hold you. We may not. This may be an ongoing thing for the next few years. So CoreyHughes.org. All right. BloodyHistory.substack.com. Warnham History JFK book. Both volumes are out. Go ahead and get the fucking book. Buy the fucking book. Lee Harvey Oswald. Buy the fucking book.
They've been selling for nobody like me. They've been selling pretty decent. I think I sold around 50 books last month, which ain't great. But as far as like someone who's got like a bestseller list kind of thing, but for someone who nobody knows about, who doesn't have a marketing budget, that's not bad, you know?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, right on time. So, yeah, if you birthday present, Christmas present, or a present for you, all right? I mean, treat yourself. Go ahead and pick up some of those books. BloodyHistory.substack.com. All your World War II history, the aficionado himself. Me, XQ420.com. If anybody listens to us on podcast, I'm going to send the stuff in to Corey for the Showtime we did last week. All right. And just to remind everybody, Doomsday and Dune 3 come out on the same day still in December. Which I'm still got
an eyebrow raised on that. I'm going to go see Dune for sure.
Corey's going to go see Dune without a shadow of a doubt. I am mixed in my approach.
Dune will be a better movie at the end of the day. Even though I'm still disappointed in what they're doing with it and how they fucking altered the third book.
No Children of Dune.
Yeah, no Children of Dune, motherfuckers, you pussies.
Most people are pussies now, Corey. We appreciate everybody for being with us. We'll catch y'all Sunday at day 0.